I'll go ahead and say it. Operation Ice was a kinda great TDS event. And yeah, I've played Duck Hunt. I really have, and I actually was not too big a fan. Today I want to talk about Operation Ice similar to how I did with Lunar Overture and the Hexscape, except not to make a comparison, as this event is meant to be a revamp of the old Frost Invasion that would serve no purpose to compare it to its clear former version. Stick around till the end for a mini-theory on how Ramiel and Professor V are secretly lovers. I'll keep the intro short, that's enough exposition for all of you. Operation Ice didn't just have bugs like most people complained of with this event and those prior. It had amazing new features and concepts within it. Well, now I'm going to go into detail talking about the buckets of content we received, so settle in, grab a bag of popcorn, or even a massive cookie, and settle in because this is Operation Ice, the coolest TDS event. This event did such amazing things for TDS, and before we get into that, we would appreciate it if you could do an amazing thing for us and quickly click the subscribe button, ring that bell, and join our Roblox community located in the description. As well, we've moved Discord servers and you can join a new and improved Discord also in the description. Back to talking about the really cool event. In the first cutscene, we open on Ramiel walking down a hallway in Outpost 32. He's disguised as a janitor. He acts like a weird individual when a scientist drops a piece of paper by going. Then, the scientist makes that weird sound instead of being like, "You're a janitor, you do it." Then Ramiel is like, "I'm gonna take my shirt off to see her." He proceeds to go inside after stripping for no reason and kill everyone except his love, who he probably thinks cheated on him with Oppenheimer here. Anyway, he takes the keycard and throws her into a closet where she finds a gun. In the next one, another cultist awakens the Frost Spirit from a coffin using Krampus's staff, which they apparently have. Then, in the final cutscene, he looks very stupid and funny without a shirt and has a very weird animation, but then Professor V calls him Big Boy and she lets him escape because she loves him. Let's move on to something not weird, please. As of this TDS event, enemies can now send missiles at your towers, permanently damaging the area so it cannot be placed on, and freezing them solid. The best of these missiles can be witnessed at Wave 25 of Hard Mode, with camera shake as they line up with that is Frostbite. Anyway, this feature is sick and I think we can all agree it should return. The absolute terror on your first playthrough when the ground turns red and the screen is like, "Move these boys or they're dead," and it's scarier than modern Five Nights at Freddy's. Okay, next page in my script.
Oh, sorry. I hope that didn't disturb you too much then. It was the sound of books. Pages being turned.
On Wave 1, your defenses are placed and you're like, "Yeah, I've got this covered." But then Wave 2 rolls around and 3 times more appear and they walk on all the sides of the map. This is the part of the video where you gasp. Anyway, let's continue talking on Multiple Lane. Throughout the event, the siege engines move closer and closer to the outpost, eventually breaking through and shortening your path just to the back area. However, this can be easily intentional by placing pursuits at the back and then letting them break through right away to save time. That reminds me of another point to speak on, the existence of mid-path barriers. They need to break through them and they're included in the main base health. That's a sick new mechanic I think we are all due to see again. The way bases slowly die and flicker out gives off vibes of Infininut from PvZ2 but cooler, because it's TDS. The Frost Spirit likely is the coolest boss I've ever fought in TDS, including Umbra. It seems to be a more fun and thought out version of the primordial Dracobloxer found in the Hexscape. Without looking at the boss itself with anything other than stats, this is the most diverse boss in TDS history. It for a few seconds is the strongest flying enemy with its ability, and has a total of 8 abilities, which is pure madness. What I mean by it being similar to the Dracobloxer is that it constantly moves around the map to give you time to kill it, which seems like Paradoxum's new obsession. I like it, but let me know what you think in the comments. As well, one of its abilities is pretty much the Dracobloxer one where they spin around with a beam and stun everything. Speaking of, the main difference between that, Frost Spirit freezes the enemies instead of stunning. Speaking of that, this section is both for towers getting frozen and talking about how many towers that freeze are now in the game. To state the obvious, towers can now be frozen. They cannot shoot, be upgraded, or be sold while in this state. besides Gatling, who just doesn't care. 2 new freezing towers were added as well as event towers, the Snowballer and the Elementalist. This makes the list of freezing tower even more immense, consisting of Freezer, Frostblaster, Sledger, Cryomancer, Jester, Snowballer, Elementalist. Some people say that this is too many freezing towers, and actually I agree. Oh, the music is so great as well for the event. The entire time you're playing, you just feel immersed in the experience. On Wave 25 of Hard, the heavy metal banger that is Frostbite starts and times perfectly with the dropping missiles, and better yet, it has a Geometry Dash sound. Please don't strike me. Geometry Dash. Rob Top. There are many new enemies in Operation Ice. There's some pretty cool and interesting stuff. As well, the designs are all super unique and feature some cool references lore-wise. As well, there are 2 new flying enemies that I think are well deserved. I hope eventually a 4th detection gets introduced to add a new level of challenge to TDS. That's actually about all I have to say that I love about this event. Now we have to get on to the stuff that was not so sublime. But to learn more about the Frost enemies, watch our new lore video. Anyway, back to the video. So, what was bad about the event? To start off, well, we liked the event itself, but hate the idea that bugs riddled its release. For instance, I alone experienced 2 massive bugs during my first playthrough, and I've heard of dozens more. For a few hours after the event was released, the towers were not given for beating easy and hard mode, leading to 2 playthroughs of each. And then the next day the Winter Spotlight event for Roblox released, and TDS updated. This led to the players having to play it a 3rd time. Not only this, but when I beat hard mode after the tower bug was fixed, we lost after killing the Frost Spirit and seeing the cutscene. No lost screen, even. Just the music. This made us leave the game having wasted an hour. Speaking of that, the hard mode was very stretched out from the easy mode's 25 waves to 40. This fell way too long and served no purpose other than having more content technically. Don't worry TDS, us creators help with the content. You can just give players what they want. Other than the typical lag complaints and cutscene issues, this event was all positive in our review. Overall, I'd say this is the most fun event to play, at least if easy mode was as challenging as hard mode. Hard mode is weighed down by a 40 to 50 minute playtime and wave count of 40. Easy mode, however, does not feel dragged out, but it's very easy, hence the name. And the designs are new, and the mechanics of this event were spectacular, along with the cutscenes. Speaking of cutscenes, it's time for our theory that Ramiel X Professor V is canon! Yay, we're really stupid. So, in cutscene 1, he takes off his shirt for no reason to see her. He kills everyone in the room but nearly knocks her away, like he is pushing her away after she broke his trust with Oppenheimer. Next, Professor V states that she likes the invasion and espionage from Ramiel, rather than a dirty toilet, meaning she may just like him. And lastly, she calls him Big Boy and lets him escape. Kinda suspicious. As well, he was hired at a high security location. She doesn't question this, although the dispatcher does. Maybe she got him hired. Anyway, that'll do it for today. Thank you all so much for watching, and subscribe if you want more content, like whatever this deranged stuff is.